Hey, what's up, my Aries friends? This is your horoscope for the month of July 2016. Thank you so much for joining me. Just a quick reminder that this is a general horoscope for people who were born under the sign of Aries, either by the sun or the moon or your rising/ascendant sign. If you don't know how to find your moon or your rising sign, if you feel like you might be an Aries, even though you're not, you could be an Aries moon or rising. So definitely check out where to look up your birth chart or natal chart. But yes, this is very general for just the sign of Aries, and we are all made up of more than one sign usually. So if you would like a more in-depth look at your personal birth chart, your situation that you have going on in your life, I would love to give you a reading and give some clarity. So shoot me an email. My email address is in the description box, and I will send you all the details of how to schedule and pay for a reading with myself. Now on to your general forecast for July. All right, my Aries people, don't mind my do. It's like really jacked up today, but I'm sure my Aries, they're pretty wild, so they don't mind wild hair. But anyway, this month, one of your biggest focuses is going to be on family and the home. This can mean your physical home that you live in, maybe moving, making some changes around the house that you currently live in, maybe looking into buying a house, maybe trying to sell your house, or maybe just a lot more family themed events come up for you. The reason for this is because there's a lot of planetary activity happening in the sign of Cancer. Cancer itself is a very family oriented, home oriented type of energy. And with Aries people, this is your fourth house of home and family. So it's like double that Cancer energy. So you guys are going to be feeling very much like maybe being a little more reclusive, maybe being homebodies, maybe just more chilling at home watching TV rather than running and racing around like Aries usually does. Maybe just more concerned about the well-being of your family, maybe wanting to spend time with your mom or older family members, or even your kids. Or if you don't have blood family, maybe just spending time with people who are close to you and that you consider to be like family. Maybe planning a family. These are all the things that are going to be like a huge focus for you. So the sun is in Cancer until the 22nd of July, and wherever the sun is, it shines a big spotlight in that area of life. It'll bring things to light, whether they're good or bad. It's so you can see them more clearly during this time. So you are going to see if there's anything around the house and family situation that needs to be adjusted or addressed. Like if there are repairs in the home, you're going to notice those. If maybe you've outgrown the place that you live in, you're going to notice that family issues might come up, that you need to take a greater look at. Or maybe your mom might want to come visit you. There's so many different things that can happen when the sun goes there. So Venus is in Cancer until the 12th of July. And when Venus is in Cancer and in your fourth house of home and family, it really sweetens up the family environment. It makes it so that you really enjoy your time with family, not just see all the flaws and issues or anything and repairs and all that stuff, but you may actually want to fix up and decorate your home, or just spend more time at home cooking for yourself, your family, or just people that you care about. Since Venus is how we enjoy ourselves, yeah, definitely enjoying more time at home, being in areas that bring more comfort to you, maybe just going out to more restaurants, maybe enjoying more foods that are associated with your roots of origin, your country of origin, or your family. Since Venus represents one-on-one relationships with people, and where you can find love if you're looking for it, not literally amongst your family, okay? But maybe family can hook you up with someone. Maybe you can meet someone at a family gathering, like a barbecue, someone invites a friend of a friend, a friend of a cousin, a brother, whoever, that you just end up getting along with and maybe finding a love connection with. Mercury will be in the sign of Cancer until the 13th of July, and wherever Mercury is at, that is what your communication and your logical thinking is going to be focusing on the most. So here it's going to be family. Mercury is also an energy that keeps you active, like your mind active, your hands active. So this is definitely more energy that if you notice things around your home that need to be adjusted, fixed, maybe redecorated, redone, renovated, Mercury here, your mind is going to be on those things and definitely wanting to fix them. Maybe yourself, because Mercury rules the hands. Since Mercury is pairing up with Venus around the same degree and the same time, Mercury and Venus together is very, very creative. So creative thinking, based in the home. Maybe doing some creative projects that are very Cancer themed, like scrapbooking, making some family albums, you know, doing some cooking with your family members. Those are things that Mercury and Venus together in Cancer can bring more to light for you. You might be thinking about your family a lot more if you're not around them physically, because, you know, Mercury is your thought processes and everything. So thinking about family a lot more. Or maybe like if you have elderly family members, there might be things that come up where you have to really take care of some things for them, run some errands for them. That's definitely a possibility with Mercury there until the 13th. There is a new moon in the sign of Cancer on July 4th, and in America this is a holiday. This is the 4th of July, or Independence Day. So this is a day where people usually spend with their families, watching fireworks, going on picnics, cookouts, barbecues, whatever, you know, going swimming if you're in a warm area. So it's an excellent time to enjoy some quality time with family. But a new moon, it's when the sun and moon come together in the same sign, in the same degree, and it gives birth or gives light to something brand new. It may have to clear something old away for something new to come in. Clear the ground so that seeds can be planted for a new beginning in whatever area of life it's landing in. So for you, it's in the Cancer house, the 4th house, and in the sign of Cancer. So it is with your family. Maybe you have some family issues from the past that are finally resolved. Maybe you haven't really been too much in contact with your mom or grandmother or any other family members, and this is a chance to start fresh and new with them, with a brand new relationship with them. Maybe just something brand new and it can happen in your family, like a brand new family member comes in. Someone gets married, someone has a baby, someone has a new boo that they bring around. You never know, but it is a new beginning in regards to family. That happens on July 4th. So the other biggest focus for my Aries people this month is going to be your 5th house, because that is in the sign of Leo, and there are planets that shift from Cancer to Leo towards the middle and end of the month. Now the 5th house is all about creativity and fun, like childlike fun. It's all about romance, like that romance that really gets your heart beating so fast, like, you know, like the butterflies in the stomach. And the 5th house in Leo rule the heart, the physical heart. And also, if you're familiar with the chakras, those 7 points in your body that contain certain energies and rule certain things in your life and in your body, Leo in the 5th house rule the heart chakra. So anything that gets your heart going, filled with passion, filled with joy. It doesn't have to be another person. It can be like a creative activity that you like to do, some sort of hobby, even if it's not a creative hobby, even if it's like a sport, like you love basketball, you love playing basketball, you love going kayaking. I mean, anything that's a hobby for you, and also creative stuff, definitely going to shift focus to that area. Also, if you have kids, the 5th house rules kids as well. And as I mentioned, having childlike fun yourself, even if you don't have kids. And also, if you created a business from scratch, from the ground up, and you watch it grow and sprout up, that also is ruled by the 5th house. So if you have a business of your own, this month of July towards the middle and end is a great time to make some moves to grow that business even more. You know, make it sprout up, water it, plant some more seeds, you know, give it some more nurturing and growth through more brilliant ideas, more creativity, you know, more attention to that area of your life, to your business. July is a great time, and I will explain why. So the sun moves into Leo on the 22nd of July. So yes, you are definitely going to be shining your flashlight in that area of life, like, you know what, my business can definitely use more of this or that. Or my kids, you know what, my kids definitely need more attention, or they need more clothes or more shoes. Like, school is going to be starting soon. In a lot of places, especially in America, school starts in like the end of July and in August now, and I personally think that's crazy. Back in my day, we used to go to school in the fall, like after Labor Day. Now kids are going back to school during the middle of summer. Isn't that insane? But if that is going on for you, yes, you're definitely going to have to start paying a little more attention and focus on your kids, their needs for going back to school, school clothes, their schedule, their materials they need, all of that stuff. Oh my gosh, Aries, you guys are going to be so busy. But if you don't have kids, you're going to start, maybe you can come up with a new hobby. You know, you can see something that you enjoy. You can discover a new skill or talent that you have that's creative. So the sun is definitely going to bring those things to your attention. So Venus shifts into Leo on the 12th of July, and wherever Venus travels, like I said, can bring you love if that's what you're open to. It shows the environment in which you can find love. So you can find love while doing a hobby. Say you take up painting, for example. They have those groups, like you could buy a Groupon to go to those like group painting nights or something. Maybe you can meet someone there. That's just one example. Or even if your hobby is playing video games, okay? Like you can meet someone online, which I don't really recommend because you can't really see them, but to each their own. Or maybe if there's arcades for adults, you can go meet someone there. You can meet someone out and about doing anything fun that brings joy to your hearts. And you know what? When you are being a joyful, creative person and your fifth house is highlighted, the reason why it's the house of romance and attracting romantic partnerships to you is because this is when your heart feels the most open and the most like joyful, and so you're like glowing like the sun, because the sun rules Leo and the fifth house. So you are really shining, okay, and looking so like glowy and happy that people are attracted to that. They're attracted to your shine. They're attracted to your radiance. So you're really radiant during this time. That's why you can find love anywhere. But, you know, more than likely, if you are doing some sort of creative hobby or something that really, really brings your heart a lot of joy, you can meet someone there. So Mercury will join Venus in Leo on the 13th of July. And Mercury in the fifth house, it's skills of the hands. So definitely taking up some more creative activities. I would say around the 13th of the month, the 14th, 15th, like around the exact middle of the month is a great time if you are in some sort of creative field to be at your best, okay? Because you got the skills of the hands paired with Venus, love, creativity, beauty, aesthetically pleasing to the eye and the ears and the five senses type of things coming together. Ooh, great time for creative people. Or if you have your own business, it's a great time to come up with some more ideas for maybe even advertising. It's a good time to build a website, develop those business cards, anything that's like creative for your business. One thing I would say to watch out for avoiding, because Mercury does rule the way that you speak and you think, when it's in the fifth house and in Leo, is avoid being too like boastful and bragging and pompous and thinking like, oh, I know everything and everyone else is just so beneath me. Oh my God. You know, just that kind of an attitude can come out in people sometimes when they have this transit. So try to avoid that, but definitely your thinking is going to be so much more like optimistic and creative. So my Aries people are very, very lucky towards the middle and end of this month with all of that Leo energy. Mercury shifts into the sign of Virgo on the 30th of July. And this is your sixth house of work and daily routine. So your focus is going to shift there. But since that's the very end of July, I will get more in detail about that when you tune in for your August horoscopes. Hint, hint. So on the 19th of July, there's a full moon that happens in your 10th house of career, which is the sign of Capricorn. It's going to be at 27 degrees of Capricorn. When the full moon happens, it brings things to a close or a final decision, bring things to a head to where it's like a breaking point, to where something really needs to be changed. A change is brought to light. This is because the full moon means the sun and moon are opposite. The sun is in Cancer and it's in your 4th house of home and family. Then the moon is in Capricorn in your 10th house of career. So there can be kind of a tug of war going on there with home and family life and your public image being seen in a spotlight and your career, your social status. You might have something be brought to light to where you're like, you know what, I really want to achieve this. Or you do achieve something, some sort of status or recognition, you know, for a job well done. Maybe you might get a promotion, you know, maybe you might discover your true career path during this time. And it may conflict a little bit when it comes to your family life, you know, but that's a decision that you're going to have to make. So remember, full moon, final decision around career. This full moon is making a square aspect to Uranus in your 1st house of self. So it can be a challenge to really grow and change within that area of your life, within career, within home. It could bring a sudden change, that you're not really expecting. But just remember, when one door closes, another one opens. So even if it's something sudden and unexpected, it's just knocking out something old out of your life to make way for new and better. Last thing I wanted to mention, Aries, is Uranus is in your sign. And it's going retrograde starting on the 29th of July. It's going retrograde starting at 24 degrees Aries. Okay, so if you were born around, I believe it's like the 13th or 14th of April, if you have the sun in Aries, or if your moon or ascendant are around 24 degrees Aries, this is definitely going to affect you much more than the rest of the Aries people, but all Aries people will feel it to some degree. Uranus retrograde. Now, when retrograde motion happens with a planet, it means going within, okay? So Uranus is all about rebellion and freedom and sudden changes and going against the norm, against the grain. A lot of my Aries people in the last several years since Uranus has been in your sign may have made some like super dramatic, like crazy, unexpected life changes. You may be completely different people now than you were like several years ago before this transit happened. Uranus pushes you to be more of your true, authentic self, regardless of what anyone else thinks or says about you. So when it's retrograde, you're going within and you're really concentrating on inner change and inner work. And it may be kind of just to be honest, a nervous, antsy type of energy to where you just feel like if you don't make some sort of change within yourself, like now in this time of your life, that you could come to a breaking point to where you just do something a little more crazy and out of the ordinary. So the best way to handle this retrograde, which will be going on until December 29th, by the way, is to really make sure you go within, and if something needs to be changed, you do it in a way that's still responsible, okay? That's not gonna ruin your life or anyone else's. It's not completely crazy and wilding out. Don't have one of those Britney Spears moments to where you shave your head and you take a baseball bat to people and items. But definitely, if you feel that like, that nervous, like something has to change within me energy, really go within and concentrate to see what it is that you can change about your life, change about yourself, about your life path, that can set you on a more positive and more true to the self type of path. So the last thing I'm going to do is something new that I am going to try out this month and see how it works out. You guys let me know what you think of it. Is pull a card for Aries for the month of July, just to see what the message is as far as what you're supposed to concentrate and focus on for this month. So the card that I ended up pulling for Aries after shuffling really, really well is the Page of Fire. See this card? What stands out the most to my Aries people? Aries, you guys are a fire sign yourselves. And the energy this month is going to shift into Leo and your 5th house, which are a fire sign and a fire house. And it's all about creativity. You see on the card, there is a woman on there, and she is really creating something very fiery with her hands. And it's also got sparkles, which to me represents magical, creative ideas. So take a look at that. And it says outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Okay, so geniusness. Now this definitely goes along with the theme of the 5th house energy, with Mercury and Venus coming together very closely in your 5th house of creativity. So definitely a time to create if you're in that type of field. Even if you're not in a creative field, whatever it is that you do, it's a great time to have some more brilliant creative ideas, especially because Uranus is in your sign and it's going retrograde. Definitely go within, because Uranus represents genius ideas. So a good time to go within and really come up with genius ideas, and stop trying to rebel against the rest of the world and worry about the geniusness that is within. So yes, this is a fire card, and fire does represent action and creativity. So this is definitely an appropriate card for you guys. So focus on that this month, your creativity, definitely. This card to me also says to think outside the box, and it also speaks to maybe like a promotion or some opportunity to be in a higher position that is where you can express your creativity. And that does go along with the full moon in your 10th house of career and social status, making a challenging aspect to Uranus in your sign, which is encouraging you to have genius ideas. So maybe new genius ideas and actions that you have to take with your career. So definitely some changes are on the horizon for Aries people that have to do with creativity and geniusness. All right, well, Aries, I hope this reading was insightful and helpful for you in any type of way. Be sure to subscribe if you would like every month to have some free monthly horoscopes. And don't forget, I also do personal readings, so shoot me an email if you're interested. All right, well, have a great month of July. I'll see you guys next month in August. Take care of yourselves. Mwah. Peace.